Greetings. I know we're almost at the end of February, but I haven't recorded a video in quite a while. So let me use this opportunity to wish you all Happy New Year, everything of the best for 2021, and wishing you all good health, success, and everything you wish for yourselves in the year ahead. Today, I want to talk a little bit about our funds. As you know, we have the Zagga Feeder Fund, which is now nearing $50 million. And at this point, the time has come for us to close off this fund, except to existing investors, and to start a new similar fund to be known as the Zagga Wealth Fund. The Zagga Wealth Fund is now open for business, and there are a few differences between the Zagga Feeder Fund and the Zagga Wealth Fund, which I want to explain in this short video. One of the main reasons for the Zagga Wealth Fund is also to make it easier for those of our clients who find it difficult to get into individual loans to use the fund structure. And to this end, we've reduced the minimum investment level in the wealth fund and have also reduced the lockdown period and the withdrawal notice period. As a consequence of that, however, there are two things that happen in the Zagga Wealth Fund which don't happen in the Feeder Fund. The first of which is that we charge a management fee in the Zagga Wealth Fund, and also the return in the Zagga Wealth Fund is lower than that of the Zagga Feeder Fund, given that we don't have the cash for as long as we do in the Feeder Fund. It's as easy to invest in one or the other, so there's no difference between the two. And as is always the case, every investor in the Zagga Feeder Fund or the Zagga Wealth Fund is an individual registered investor on the platform in the first instance, is entitled to invest in platform loans directly, together with their investment in one of the funds, or alternately to that. And as with everything else, all of the information you need is accessible via your investor portal login. So to talk very quickly then about the Zagga Wealth Fund and its differences with the Feeder Fund, let me just enunciate the following points. The Wealth Fund has a minimum investment of $50,000. The Feeder Fund had a minimum investment of $250,000, but this is now going to become $1 million for all new investors. And for existing investors, that entry level is slowly going to build from $250,000 up to at least $500,000 over the next few months. We will speak separately to the Feeder Fund investors in that regard. The Zagga Wealth Fund has got a lock-in period of 6 months, as opposed to 12 months in the Feeder Fund, and has a withdrawal notice period of 45 days, as opposed to 90 days in the Feeder Fund. So in the Wealth Fund, if you give us your money on the 1st of January, you can take out the money on 45 days notice after the 30th of June. We don't charge a management fee in the Feeder Fund, but in the Wealth Fund, we're now going to charge a scaled management fee, which is not very expensive at all. It's really just to cover the costs of administration, and that fee works on a sliding scale. That information will be available on our website and in our brochure in due course. And lastly, as far as returns are concerned, the Zagga Feeder Fund has had a targeted return of 7.15 for the year ended 31 December, that's the calendar year, but its actual target return is now in the high sixes for the financial year ending 30 June. As far as the Wealth Fund is concerned, that is going to have a target of the 12-month term deposit rate plus 400 basis points, i.e. 4%. So it's not to say that that fund will only deliver at that level, but that's to say that that's the minimum target return from that fund. And obviously, we're quite confident that we can significantly outperform that target return by reference to the returns that we have generated in the Feeder Fund. However, it is worth noting, and I've said it before, that interest rates are going down. Borrowers are very selective and choosy about their cost of funds. So it's harder for us to get decent borrowers on the platform unless we're able to have a cheaper cost of funds. And the target returns in both the Feeder Fund and the Wealth Fund are now beginning to reflect that money needs to be cheaper and that returns are actually going to adjust themselves in that regard. Against that, the Governor of the Reserve Bank Australia has noted that it's likely that exceptionally low interest rates will be the order of the day until at least 2024. So even if you're earning the term deposit rate plus 400 basis points, you are still significantly outperforming any investment you would make in cash or near cash products or deposits with a bank. We'll soon have a brochure out for the Zagga Wealth Fund. Of course, just email us at info@zagga.com.au and we'll make that available to you, or phone us on 1301 Zagga, or just drop us an email and say you'd like to have further information, and we will make that available to you. That's all for now. Wishing you well. We'll talk soon. Thanks again for the support, and wishing you all the best. Bye-bye for now.